This is JD, one of the hosts of your favorite podcast, the Lost Signals Podcast. Episode 58 is just seconds away, but before we get into it, a big thank you once again to our sponsor, Homebound Brewery. You can find them online at homeboundbrewery.ca and even follow them on Instagram. And their products, their brew, is available in over 40 retail liquor stores throughout the province of Saskatchewan. And I am looking forward to sampling some myself when I get my hands on some. I'll be honest, I live in British Columbia, of course, so it's a little bit more difficult for me. But I do know that the liquor stores in my area are very much aware of Homebound Brewery, so I know it's just a matter of time. Anyway, check them out for yourself, homeboundbrewery.ca. Now, let's get into episode 58 of the Lost Signals Podcast.
So, hi everybody, I'm Jordy from France, from the band Exocrine. I'm the bass player and vocalist.
So, Exocrine began in 2013 as a trio, and when you released Unreal Existence 2 years later in 2015, it was said that you made an impact on the tech death metal scene, making a statement that you had something to share. Now, it's been 11 years, and you're about to drop your highly anticipated 6th album, Legend. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
What can the world expect from your newest album?
A return to the old-fashioned albums. First of all, for the production with Sylvain, the main guitarist of the band. He's also the producer. We ask ourselves why the old albums from, for example, Metallica, Megadeth, sounds so huge, but with no all this technology that we got. And for this album, we want to go back and use real amps and more hardware, and we don't want to go against all people do now. The last album, Hybrid Sense, was almost a computer process, but for this time we really want to have this old sound, so it's not as precise. Yeah, it's not as so precise that Kemper or XFX can do, but I think it's more organic, and that was what we want for this album. More organic, more maybe more loud. It's a consequence of using real hardware, but that's what we want.
So you say more organic. It kind of does speak to like the genre and also the music that you have been creating over the past couple of years, is that sometimes it is the imperfections that really make things unique. It also helps to just create your own sound and own message. You know, using a computer can, quite frankly, sound just formulaic. It could sound like Celine Dion on auto-tune. It just doesn't sound real at all. So I get the feeling and the inspiration to be more raw while at the same time being stronger and being more polished in your own work.
Yeah, I think it was it's not really a fashion, but at the end of the last 10 years, it was very impressive. These very unorganic songs. It's habitual. It's no, and all the song. You have different guitars, different guitar player, for example, different hardware, but at the end, everybody sound the same and pretty the same. And I think that in the past years, very time ago, all the albums sounds very differently because all the hardware they use was the maybe the only thing they got to sculpt the sound. It was maybe at this era, it was more personal, I think.
No, you've been credited with quote unquote completely embodying the genre while showing some real growth from album to album. I had a chance to actually go through your library yesterday and today, and even get a sample of your most recent album, which I can't wait for it to be released. By the time the viewers and listeners are enjoying this, the album will have come out, which is January 26th. How soon do you go from transitioning from one album to another when it comes to creating and writing? Because you guys have put out 6 albums in 11 years, which is a monster feat upon itself.
Maybe it's because we work together. We don't record ourselves. We mix. It's Sylvain is mixing himself and the master too. So we don't depend on external people. Usually we let the album release. We see the reaction, play some shows, and 2 or 3 months after the release, we are already thinking about the next album. Because it's an album, it's a long process. Maybe it's a year of work. So if you don't want to let 4 years between 2 albums, you have to go at work very soon. And we want this only 2 years between the albums. I think. You know, when you release an album, you have a short lifetime, 2 or 3 months, and after that, the promotion and everything just calm down, and the album is not invisible, but you know you kind of on the internet you just disappear a little. So we want to not make so many time between 2 albums because of that. But now we are 2 parents in the band, so maybe it will be more than 2 years between 2 albums.
Yeah. So yeah, actually, just before we started there, you mentioned that you were a new father, and congratulations. Does that change? Like, you and who else is a new father or a new parent?
Sylvain.
Oh, okay.
Sylvain is the father of a 3 months baby.
3 months. And how old is your child?
Yeah. 8 months.
8 months. So, yeah, a bit of a different dynamic when it comes to work and home life, I can only assume.
Yes, pretty, not really difficult, it's different. And you have to sleep when you can.
Yeah. This is very true. Yes. So, like, the group of you, like, you started off as a trio and then became a quartet or four-person band. The person who came in was... I apologize, I forgot his name, but he came in to provide drums. Who was your drummer before? Who started off as drums?
We start with Antoine
okay.
Fourret.
Okay.
He was our first drummer on In Relay Existence and Ascensions, our two first albums. And after that, we got Michael Martin on Molten Giant, and since my strum we are with Théo Gendron, our actual drummer, and it's cool.
So finding a new bandmate can sometimes be challenging, but it sounds as though that you guys all like get along. You are basically like a family, and you create together. And like, is there always encouragement when it comes to new ideas or a new sound, or is it you guys kind of go your separate corners of the room, work on something, and then bring it to the center?
The first impulsion is made by Sylvain.
Okay.
Because I think when you create a very a complex music, it's pretty hard to to have four brain on the same ID, because when you play very fast, have to be very you have to have a very clean ID of what you want, because at 300 BPM it's it will very fast sound like like an old grindcore
yeah.
Sylvain made the structure of the riff, and after that we made a reading for the main structure. It's and when we add the bass, vocals, and drums, sometimes the structures change, and we discussed between us. For guitar, sometimes the second guitarist Nico and Sylvain are together to find some riffs, or to see if it's playable on stage too.
Right.
Because sometimes you have good inspiration, but when you want to play it in reality, it's just unplayable.
Yeah.
So change that, because we want that every songs are playable, and the only limitation is the number of guitars. And we have acoustic parts. This song is playing on stage because change guitars every time, but technically from the technique point of view, we have all the songs are playable by us on stage. That's very important.
Yeah. No, absolutely. There's been plenty of bands out there who have this great idea, or had this great idea, and be able to pull it off in the studio, but then to create that same sound or same feeling out on a live stage, where more often than not the songs get played faster than in the studio. It just becomes an utter mess, because you're now on the spot, and something that took a long time to create, or even you had help to create, cannot be done successfully live every single time.
It's I don't remember who say that. Great guitarist say on stage you have to be at 50% of your capacity. Because sometimes when you don't feel well or something goes wrong.
No, I get it though. Like, because when you're in a studio, you can take a break. You can grab a coffee. Yeah. You can go for a glass of water. When you're up on stage, no, you got to be able to pull it off. So if you can be minimum 50 all the time and still function, then you're okay. Anything below that, and you're useless, which is unfortunate.
Who playing live knows that it's very, very rare that something goes well from the start and the end. There are always problems. For in-ears problem, you have amps problem, a cable was disconnected, something. It's a lot of you have to cross your finger when you
yeah. I mean, problems could happen before you hit the stage. You could not be feeling well. You could not get a good night's sleep. You could be late to the gig, or there could be road conditions or something like that. So no, I absolutely understand that. I've never, I'm not in a position to tour. I would love to. I think the road trip would be great, but that's just fantasizing over something that can be grueling. It can define a band. It can bring them closer together, but at the same time, it's not all just like pancakes in the morning and shots of whiskey at night. It is sometimes just a struggle just to get the gear up and running.
From my point of view, a tour when with our conditions, we are not Metallica. They have different conditions, but from my point of view, a tour is very fun, but not very, just some hours in the day. The other day, you are 4 men who stink a lot, trapped in a car, and road. You don't know where you sleep. Sometimes you sleep on the floor, sometimes...
yeah.
But it's fun too, but when the tour... we don't play very long tour, but when it's like that from a day, for example, it's already hard. So I can imagine the band would do that for 2 weeks or a month.
Right.
Such condition.
Yeah. It reminds me of, did you ever watch What Defines Us? It's a documentary by Foo Fighters lead guitarist Dave Grohl. Did you ever watch that?
No.
No. So What Defines Us is it talks about the tour life. It talks about bands being in a small vehicle with all the gear behind them and just smelling like hell and going out on the road, but how that can make or break a band, because it kind of puts you in that uncomfortable position and makes you work for what you love, and it also can bring a band together. How long have you guys been touring, and dare I ask, what's the poor vehicle you got to ride around in?
Yes, it's we don't play show very often because France is not a very metal land.
Okay, fair enough.
It's pretty hard, so we don't have the. Maybe we had that in Japan.
Okay.
As the condition, it was a very great opportunity, but the condition of touring for us was very, very hard. Have to walk a lot with all the gear, take the train, metros, and
wow,
a lot of stairs
with all the gear.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No clothes.
Oh, jeez.
No clothes, and the luggage was lost the first day.
Really?
Yeah, we start the tour with. The two guitarists got the guitars, but no the stuffs. They will play on LX, and they don't have it. I didn't have my bass, so I play 6-string bass, and someone share me with very kind of him from the band sound. Accept to share with me his bass, but it was a 4-string, so it was very complicated for me.
Yeah, I guess so. You're missing an entire tool basically within your kit.
Just the first day, because in Japan things worked very well, so they can get back our stuff and deliver at the venue.
Wow.
Yeah, it's when our luggage comes to Japan, everything is easy. Between France and Japan,
it's much more efficient in Japan. Big surprise.
And it's the kind of event that can make very bad mood in the band.
Yeah,
times with when you're tired, when things don't wrong, when you don't know where you're gonna sleep, and you're lost in a country where people don't really speak a good English, and I don't speak a good English too, so you can understand each other. And but after, it was a very good memories.
Well, yeah, of course, of course.
There is also a lot of fun, of course. It's like holidays, just with bad organization.
You learn from the experience, and you just move on from there. Yeah. Speaking of learning, your band has also been credited with making sure that there is a philosophical message with each release. What is the driving force behind telling each story? Because it's more than just 300 beats per minute. You guys take it upon yourself to not just sometimes tell a story, but to make a statement with the lyrics and also the direction of your music videos.
I think it's important to that every song are not just superficial. They're just not talking about a fight, a guy with a sword, or just no. They are always don't think of a message, but like a tale. You have it's some things. I'm not always agree with what I write. Mm-hmm. But it's a question, and that I oftenly asking myself. I don't have the answer, but I put it on lyrics. Is just that is form is maybe epic or but like a lot of films, and we don't have a great subject for every album. There are a lot of subjects, and sometimes think of the old album. Sometimes maybe we say the opposite in the actual album because we think different now. Those 10 years, it's our points of view are changing, and just speaking of the form, I like to see our albums like a season of a series.
Right.
That's why since maybe I think album now, we things between our albums that are in this say that they are in the same universe. Sometimes one album can have consequences on the next.
Right. No. And that's good. I mean, it shows that you, like everyone hopefully takes it upon themselves to learn and to become more informed and to over time answer a question. I mean, and in the example you just gave, like one album can be a response to another album that you have already created. You're asking a question, now you have an answer, and maybe that answer isn't exactly what you're looking for, but that's the answer you get.
For example, with when you getting older, you have to face some lot of tough things in your life. So that's why I think maybe this album, Legend, and maybe Hybrid Sense 2 are maybe darker, or the subject are more serious. I think a lot about death, the purpose of life.
yeah, fair.
Maybe a little trivial, but everyone is asking this type of question.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know, it's responsible. It's sometimes it can be disheartening, sometimes it can be emotional and even dark to start asking those questions when you're faced with your own mortality. And you know, other times, I know you guys have a sense of humor because I saw something on social media, and I just need an explanation on the angry potato. What is this?
It's because of when at the release of Maelstrom, the eponym song called Maelstrom, the first sentence I say is "I am the protector."
Okay.
But my English level is pretty low, so I say protector, and with the scream, a lot of people hear "I am the potato," and they make fun a lot with that. At start, I can be a little upset about it, but afterward, I will. All the band will take it with humor.
Yes,
because it's funny, really.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That shirt that I saw on social media, that is real.
Yeah,
that is because I saw that, I was like, I want that shirt.
We are working on that, but yeah, we want to sell it. Yeah, for real. Yeah.
I had a chance.
I know, but it's an English talking people who can have this joke, because in France people just not a French joke.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
So I don't know how we can export this shirt, but we will try.
Tell you what, I'll buy a shirt and I'll start wearing it around town. I actually had a chance, like I said, I had a chance to listen to all your albums. Maelstrom is actually one of my favorite albums. It has a great sound to it, and it also it shows like growth, like genuinely growth between your first couple of albums and then leading up to Maelstrom, and then your new album Legend. Again, like it does show that you guys have learned a lot. You've grown in your skills and your lyrical abilities, but also the fact that you are taking it back and being more raw and organic, as you said earlier. I'm really looking forward to the world listening and getting their hands on, either through streaming or physically, the Legend album by your group, because it is an accomplishment, and like, again, congratulations on that.
Thank you very much, and thank you to notice that we try to not make a race to playing the faster as possible. Just want to put more lyrical theme into that, and maybe reduce the speed of some songs. Hybrid Sun, we love our album Hybrid Suns, but it's very dense, a lot of density, and maybe have some lacks of reliefs. We think the things differently for this album. Really.
Yeah. So with that being said, like, every once in a while, a band will be criticized for a variety of things, and some of them are choices, some of them are just petty. But your band has actually received a little bit of pushback. Why align yourself with the Tau 40K?
Oh yeah, okay, I understand. So you can. I understand what you're saying, but I don't understand the question. But
oh yeah, no. So it just on your social media, because I do a little bit of, I try to do my best to do a little bit of homework. But
okay, toes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. No, sorry, it's because in French we say le toe.
Oh.
Not toes. I don't understand. Yeah, we are. Sylvain is a very great fan of Warhammer, and now he sadly put me through too. So I play salamanders.
So, are everyone in the band a fan of Warhammer?
No, it's more a thing of Sylvain and I.
Okay.
Sylvain is very into the game. Really, he got a lot of figurines. He played in championships, and but for my part, I just have some figurines of salamanders that not finished to paint actually. Oh. I'm more into the lore.
Oh yeah.
Really, I really enjoy the lore. I finished to read the Horus Heresy ago. It's 50 books.
Yeah. The lore is massive. Like they've been at this for a while, and incredible imagination, creativity, and it's constantly expanding. Even Superman or The Witcher himself, Henry Cavill, has stated that he wants to make a live action Warhammer something.
And we're waiting for that. You cannot imagine how.
yeah, exactly.
I saw a fan film on YouTube called Astartes.
Okay.
It was just 5 short videos, and really, really amazing.
Really?
I think the guys is alone. I don't remember, but it put with image. The devastating power of Astartes. It's very. I have a goosebump everywhere when I saw that. It's very, very impressive.
Yeah, no. Sometimes it's those fan films that sparks the motivation for the powers that be or the people with money to really start pushing towards something. So sometimes it takes that little inspiration for something to really get rolling. And I mean, like I said before, we already have Henry Cavill saying that he wants to do something. He's dropping everything to go do this. So this will be.
I don't remember what kind of. I think Impli Custodes. I think.
I think so. Yeah. So
and it's a great inspiration for Exocrine since maybe 2 albums.
Yeah, I noticed that actually. Yeah.
The universe is very dark. And you are reading novel. It's not. It's very neutral. There are no good people. There are no bad people. Sometimes horrible things happens, but they always have a reason. Maybe it's not a good reason, but
they believe in what they're doing, which is a great motivation for anyone. Yeah. I'm looking forward to what comes next, because like, yeah, something's got to happen. The universe and the lore behind Warhammer 40K is so massive. Like, how can it go this long without something Hollywood-esque jumping behind it and pushing it? But then again, there's the worry of like, okay, so Hollywood's going to jump into it. How are they going to screw this up?
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly. So I have a few questions for you from some of your fans, if you wouldn't mind. Jean asks, who would you like to work with in the future? Who would you like to work with or tour with?
Oh, really great question. For work, I don't know if we can work with, but we like the production of Dave Otero, who produced last two Archspire.
Yeah,
it's a great inspiration for us, and he put a lot of content on YouTube, so it's a good inspiration. But for band, there is so many bands we want to to raise, and not only on tech death bands, a lot of bands.
We were actually lucky enough to speak with one of the guys from Archspire a little while ago, and actually I think they just came back from a tour. It might have been the Japan tour, I'm not sure, but yeah, no, great guys and incredible music, not unlike your own. So yeah.
I think they bring lot of things to make TEDx younger. You know.
Another question, Christopher asks, who writes your music videos? They are very entertaining.
Music videos is it's Sylvain.
Oh, again.
Yeah. And we bought a good camera. And we because we didn't find in France some people to work with us as a reasonable price. In the band, we have not no money.
Right.
We're all working, and things can be hard at this with that. So we decided to make the thing by ourselves. That's why some old video clips are pretty bad.
Artistic. They are artistic.
Yeah, well, we have to start somewhere. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, since Maelstrom, we made the clips ourselves. We just maybe I think for Maelstrom, we just had the help of a guy who can just film. But all the editing, pics and things made by Sylvain.
Oh wow! Just immensely talented, or just dedicated to the job.
So totally, totally dedicated for it. But it's
one more question from Danielle. She asks, "Who does your album artwork?"
This time we work with Armada Arts, Slaughter to Prevail, and like that, because we really liked his work, and it was and the contact with him was very easy. He was very motivated. When we don't are very directive with the illustrators. Because it's we want the illustration, the artwork after the composing and writing process. Influence it sees us, and so we just ask him. We want a big monster with a little of magic and fire everywhere, and let him work like you want to do, and the result is great, I think. So.
No, it's yeah, like it's amazing. Like with AI art becoming more and more prevalent, like it is very much clear whenever something is hand drawn, be it with a computer or a stylist or something like that. But the work that goes into your guys' albums is like unique and amazing, and like it is movie poster or even just like on the wall poster quality. Like I could easily see something like that mounted on a kid's wall or a teen's wall or something like that, just like as a piece of something to admire and to appreciate. So it's great work.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's important for us because the story in the album are very epic.
Yes.
Generally.
Yeah.
So we need to have this epic artwork, of course, and in this album, in Legend album, we can be in the mind of a guy who see this monster and how he can feel at the inverse of powerful. It's
weak. Yeah, vulnerable.
Very, very weak, and I think it's important for us that the artwork is transcription of that. You see, the story is very huge. It's unbeatable, but story we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Legend, like I said, by the time this is released, the album will be released. It is coming out on January 26th. And one final question from me is, are you already working on something new, or do you have a tour planned? Like, what is in the near future for you and your band?
We are looking to play shows, essentially on Europe, because after COVID, the period is pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it's in Canada, but we have a lot of inflation problem in France. So
no, here too. Yeah.
Yeah, life is getting harder, so it's a very blur for us. So we actually try to find some show tour. Maybe we're working on it, but for the months that are coming, maybe for the end of the year. And we also try to go to see you in Canada.
Well, I'd love it if you guys would make it your way to British Columbia or Saskatchewan. But you know what? If and when, like I have a feeling that you guys will eventually be able to get to a point where you can pick and choose where you want to go with ease, because like I said, your work is incredible, and this new album is going to be amazing. And like your already dedicated fans, they're going to love it, and you're going to definitely find yourself with a whole bunch of new fans once they get a taste of the new album, Legend, which is going to be out now. So congratulations.
Yes, thanks, man.
And before I go, again, congratulations on being a new father, and I certainly hope that you get some sleep.
Yeah. It's a strategical game.
That it is. Okay, Jordy, thank you, and you enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you too.